This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Strixhaven draft, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below if you're watching on Twitch. That'll use my referral link, so check them out and get Strixhaven and lots of other products too. So, you know, this is a nice rare in the right deck, but it's not great. It takes a lot of setup and time. We'd probably just take Mortality Spear. It's just a great removal spell. It can hit non-land permanents, which is great. Yeah, so it's just the pick here. It's one of the best uncommons in the set. Mentor's Guidance is pretty nice. I wouldn't mind Blood Researcher wheeling if we really are black-green. Burying Books has been good. Okay, so I think we probably take Master Symmetrist over Rise of Exodus. You know, Rise of Exodus is nice, but the Symmetrist is just so efficient. It tends to give trample to a bunch of your creatures, including itself. I've liked it a lot. It's what we're going to grab here. Okay, so do we just snag a Pest Summoning here? You know, it's one of the better lessons around. I think we probably do over Witherbloom Pledge Mage. Yeah, we'll just grab a Pest Summoning here. And, okay, well, probably grab Environmental Sciences here. It enables splashes really easily. It's a very good lesson. So we're taking back-to-back pretty good lessons. That does mean we need Learn, but you usually end up being able to do it. So, you know, got good fixing, because literally every card with Learn on it is now fixing, which is great. And then, you know, we just have the good creature token generator in Pest Summoning. Greetings, Lukita. Mind's Desire. One does get gems for that, I think, because it's a banned card in Historic. So that is worth considering when you're thinking about value, but I don't think it's going to be enough, especially because this pack has other good stuff. Namely, we've got another Pest Summoning and a Mage Hunter's Onslaught, and Field Trip's not too shabby either. I mean, in black-green decks, I almost always find myself wishing I had more pests, so I'm kind of considering taking the Summoning over the Onslaught. As good as the Onslaught is, Pest Summoning has been quite good, but maybe the Onslaught is... no. We're going to take Pest Summoning. We're going to do it. We're stocking up on lessons right now, it would seem. Okay, well, okay. So, these black cards are fine, but Frost Trickster is the best card in this pack, and I think I'm going to take it here. You know, Frying Frostlings. I haven't actually played this as much as I would have liked so far in this format, but it is really good, and I think enough better than these other things that we can consider being blue-green splash Mortality Spear. After all, we have an Environmental Sciences, so I think we just grab the Trickster here, because it's just the best card in that pack. So we could end up being Quandrix splashing Mortality Spear. We could even consider splashing Frost Trickster if our fixing is good enough. It's a pretty good splash, since it does something all game long. Yeah, you know, Academic Dispute is pretty good, but I'd probably just take Hunt for Specimens here. It's another nice Learn card. Well, it's actually our first Learn card, but we already have a lot of things that are good to learn for, which makes it even better. So we'll grab Hunt for Specimens here. And this is interesting here. So we've got another Hunt, but also Divide by Zero, which I do think is generally better than Hunt for Specimens. But given what we have going on, I think I just grab another Hunt for Specimens, given what we've picked so far. Divide by Zero isn't so much better than Hunt for Specimens that I think I want to take it here over a Hunt. Blue may be really open, though, and that may be why we're seeing those things. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. Okay, so Tend the Pests, you know, you end up in decks sometimes that can utilize it, but it's far from a guarantee that you will. I think I'd probably just grab another lesson here that's pretty nice in Fractal Summoning. If we were going to be blue for sure, I think I'd take Burying Books, and maybe that's a good sign blue's open, but there's also still a Fractal Summoning here, so... And it's a good lesson. We're at 4 lessons already, which, as I've been saying throughout this format, it does feel like the more lessons I have, the more learn I have, the higher my win percentage. So, Pledge Mage and Spectre of the Fens are both fine. Yeah, I guess I'm a little more interested in the Spectre in the way the deck is looking right now. But the Pledge Mage isn't bad. But the Spectre, you know, life gain payoffs, it triggers those. So right now the only one we have is Mortality Spear, but we may end up with more. Okay, so we can take some more fixing here. We could also just take a Vortex Runner. I don't hate the idea of the fixing here. Yeah, we'll take fixing. We can now splash basically anything we want to. Okay, so these are both fine for our deck. I do feel like Tend the Pests is going to be a little harder to build around, but I think it has a way higher ceiling than the Karoq, so that's where we'll go. You know, what we need to get are big, scary creatures, especially the 7/4 Signpost Uncommon, and even better, the Daemogoth Titan, which is the 11/10. Like, those are what you really want with Tend the Pests. Okay, well here, we are going to take Mind's Desire because gems, because we're not playing those other cards anyway, so that works. Okay, these are actually both really good black cards to still have around. I think I like Leech Fanatic a little more right now. I like the Frog a little more in decks that can augment its stats and stuff. Ooh, that's really good to get. Haven't gotten to play with this rare yet. It's one of the Deans. Both sides are great, especially Lizette. You know, her ability to pump your whole board is insane. So she's who we take here, and she's who we would take. This is who we would take pack 1, pick 1. We wouldn't mind the Trudge Wheeling. Heated Debate's obviously really good too. Even Tezzeret's Gambit is quite good, but we want Valentin and Lizette for sure. Oh boy. So right now we're considering splashing Frost Trickster, but I think we take Sparring Regimen and probably end up splashing it over the Trickster. It's that powerful. We do have another Environmental Sciences, but Sparring Regimen's great. So I think we take it here. And now I would say we're splashing white. Well, we do have another Environmental Sciences here, nothing great, so I think that's just what we grab to make our fixing even better. The Scroll Wielder's nice, but it would take a double splash, and maybe we'll have good enough fixing, but it's not very likely. So we'll take another Environmental Sciences here. So right now, we just have the 2 Learn cards. We're going to need more to be really happy. Well, Sparring Regimen is 1/2, but we need white mana to play it, so we can't really count it as fixing straight up, but you know. So this pick is interesting. Witherbloom Apprentice is quite good. Eye Twitch is a very good learn card. I think it's a little more likely the Witherbloom Apprentice wheels. I think I'm going to take Eye Twitch here over it. You know, it does trigger Lizette's ability and stuff, which is great, but with the amount of learn we have, I think we're very interested in Eye Twitch with the amount of lessons we already have. So, yeah, that's where we're going to go. So, green really doesn't seem super open. That is something to keep in mind. So, I'm going to take Blood Researcher here. It's a very good life gain payoff. Yeah. Okay, so, we have this pick again. So, we don't have a lot of removal. I think we have to take the Mage Hunter's Onslaught this time. As much as I like Hunt for Specimens, I think we take the Onslaught here. Yeah, we're onslaughting. I do love Hunt for Specimens, especially because it makes our fixing so much better and stuff like that. But premium removal is premium removal. So, okay, so here's a field trip. Also got a Lash of Malice and another Blood Researcher. So, I think I grab another Researcher here over these things. I think we're going to be good enough at gaining life that we want to go that route. I think we'll probably take Agonizing Remorse here. Spectre's okay, but this is a very good discard spell. So, we have plenty of fixing at this point. We do need more cards with Learn, but we also have a Letter of Acceptance, so we could consider splashing the Trickster too. I don't know if it's worth harming our mana for that, for the Frost Trickster, though. I mean, it's good, but it's not crazy good or anything. Okay. Getting a field trip here is real nice. Gives us another card with Learn. Ramps us, which right now we're not that interested in ramping, but mostly we're here for the Learn. So, yeah, we are lacking removal for sure. I would like more of it to show up. We have plenty of time, is the good news. All right, so I think, wow, interesting. I'm going to take the Divide by Zero here just because it's so good. Letter of Acceptance would give us more fixing, but if we end up splashing blue, splashing Divide by Zero would be really good. So we're still, you know, even as good as our fixing is, we don't have any lands that help us fix, as we're all in on environmental sciences, which isn't bad, but, you know, does matter. So here's more fixing, and also a decent trick. I think I'm going to take more fixing over a decent trick, although we are in trouble in terms of playables. When you're both taking lessons and fixing, you kind of end up in problem situation, but I think we're okay for now. Yeah, and we get a Karok here, which is perfectly playable. That makes me feel a little better. I mean, it's not great, but let's grab this Expel. Infuse with Vitality, also playable, but not great. So we have 3 cards with Learn now. 4 if we count our Regimen, but I'm kind of not counting it because having white mana is far from guaranteed. Yeah, it is interesting that they only gave us the 1 Learn payoff. Like, you know, there are other cards that are effectively Learn payoffs, but yeah, there's only 1 that is a straight-up Learn payoff. Wow, this is a strong pack for people who aren't us. So, like, Venerable Warsinger is really good, Shock's really good, Professor of Symbology is really good, Frost Trickster is really good. And we have not anything that great. Might just take Introduction to Prophecy. Yeah, I think we will. Cultivate's interesting. Gives us even more fixing. Would make our mana a lot better. But I'm not convinced we have a good enough reason to splash blue still. If I was sure I wanted to do it, I think that might be where I would go. But this pack has Witherbloom Apprentice and Professor of Zoomancy, both of which are great. The Witherbloom Apprentice for setting up life gain payoffs, and the Zoomancy Professor is just super efficient. Also gains you life. Is it a little better than Witherbloom Apprentice? I don't think it is, given where our deck is. We have enough life gain payoffs in our deck that having a repeatable way to do it is going to be a little better than the really efficient creature. And we get one anyway. And that's what we'll do here. Let's take a Professor of Zoomancy. Okay. So I probably need something like a Lash of Malice. You know, gives us a nice, cheap early removal spell. And that's not something we have right now, so we're happy to take it. Yeah, maybe that other one will just wheel and we really won't be punished. But I do think grabbing the Apprentice, there was more of a chance it was going to wheel, but not a huge one. Okay, so Witherbloom Command isn't nearly as good as the other ones, but it's probably still what we take here. Brackish Trudge is a nice life gain payoff, but not like a super incredible one. I've been pretty happy with it, don't get me wrong, but I think Witherbloom Command's probably where we go here. You know, it's still a command, it's still flexible, does a whole bunch of stuff. We wouldn't hate a Witherbloom Campus either, but I think we take the command here. Okay, so here we're either taking Expanded Anatomy or another Karok. I think we take the Expanded Anatomy here. Okay, so another Mortality Spear here is great. I wouldn't mind Deadly Brew, but Mortality Spear is definitely better, so we're going to take it. Another Blood Researcher looks really good the way our deck is panning out. Yeah, we're going to take a Blood Researcher here. It's interesting we haven't seen any cram sessions. Sometimes when you're in this deck, you can get like 5 of those because nobody else wants them. I mean, they're okay in every deck, but in this deck, they're really good because the gain 4 is no joke when you have a bunch of payoffs. Alright, we'll take a Professor's Warning here. I'm not sure it'll make the cut, but we will take it. We definitely ended up with enough playables despite picking up a fair bit of fixing and stuff, but yeah, we didn't take that many lands for fixing, so it didn't hurt us as much as it could have. The assistant's not terrible. It might make the cut. We're probably not a Tend the Pest deck, sadly. I don't hate this really late Unwilling Ingredient. That's for sure. So I think we're just splashing Sparring Regimen. Neither of these is going to make the cut, but they're both okay. So we have a lot of Learn, or at least a fair bit of Learn, and several lessons. That always makes me feel good. And in general, I think this deck looks pretty good overall. You know, we have a few very powerful cards, namely in Witherbloom Command. Or no, not Witherbloom Command. It's not bad, but it's not amazing either. What was I? We have these two who are great, the Dean, and we also have Sparring Regimen, which is great. So, looking good. Looking good. Yeah, this is basically our deck. We'd have a lot of 4s. So I could consider cutting a Karok for something. It's definitely the most underwhelming of our 4s. I don't have, like, amazing things to put in instead. I guess Biblioplex Assistant? It's a 4 anyway, so I don't really want to do that. But I do think we're going to cut the Karok for something just to make our curve a little less ugly. Put in our Mind's Desire. I guess it's not banned, huh? We didn't get the gems. I mean, it didn't matter because we took it where we did. Or if we did get the gems, I didn't notice. Yeah, I guess it's not banned in Historic, is it? I was thinking it was for some reason. So, like, what I would put in instead is, like, either Professor's Warning or Tend the Pests. That doesn't seem awful. Essence Infusion, I guess, is sort of on the table, too. We're definitely not running 3 planes. We're going to be running 1 planes and making the rest of our mana better. Yeah, picking up a duel would have been kind of nice, but, you know. Let's go with Professor's Warning. All right. Why would I ever main deck one of the Search for Land cards, Dan Bat? I mean, I could, but having literally every card with Learn on it fetch me one of those, potentially fetching me one of those, is way better than putting one in the deck. Okay. This is kind of an awkward hand, but I do think we're going to... I think we keep it. It is a hand where we're going to have to play like Valentin on turn 1 just as a regular creature, but I think it is a keep. I know it gains life, but I can still just... Oh, that's even better. I can still just grab the fixing card whenever I want to. Letter of Acceptance is fine. I don't see a need to run it when you have 2 Environmental Sciences and you're only splashing 1 card, though. So, I may still play Valentin here. We'll see what happens. I mean, he does die quite easily, but if he's left unchecked, his evasiveness does really matter. Like, if I had 2 cards with Learn, I think I'd think about main decking 1. But with 6 or whatever we have, I don't think that's what we want to do. So, let's go ahead and play Valentin here. If I had better mana, I would consider... I mean, and I guess if this dies, I can get there pretty easily, but I think just playing Valentin early is fine. Oh. They're going to make a 1-1 here, I'm guessing. No, they're not. Okay. We are definitely struggling on the mana here. But the good news is we can play Spectre of the Fens next turn no matter what. I didn't change the scene again, but I'm going to wait to do it because if it drops the stream again, I don't want to do it in the middle of the game. Yeah, I mean, if you have only one way to learn, and yeah, and you have 2 environmental sciences, main decking 1 makes sense. But that's pretty much it, I think. Hey, we still play our Spectre here, funnily enough, after waiting for a while to draw that. We still play the Spectre. Okay, are we okay with trading for a trick? You know, if it's like the gain 2 life one and this comes back into play, not so much. I think we probably just take this. It's not a big hit by any means, so... I do have 2 sciences, stand back. But it's still better to keep them in the sideboard. Alright, so let's field trip, and then we'll environmental sciences for white mana. Oh my god, did I somehow not run a plains? Oh, this only gets a forest. We're not casting environmental science yet. I was about to have a heart attack, so I'm glad that that's the case. Yeah, I'll grab environmental sciences. And grab a plains. Ooh. So, I think I'm just going to rumble here with the Spectre and trade for the Blood Mage with their Eye Twitch. Yeah, it seems fine. See what they got here. Yeah, we were a little worried they'd have that, and they did. So maybe I should have played around it a little more. But it's not a disaster. Let's grab the Pest Summoning here. Damn. Okay, it's getting closer to a disaster now. Alright. Alright, so let's hunt for specimens here. I think I hunt for specimens and then Mage Hunter's Onslaught, the Pledge Mage. Do we have enough mana that we want Fractal Summoning? Yeah, we're in the neighborhood. I think it is what I'll grab here. And then, yeah, we're gonna... We want to leave up... Oh, we can't, actually, because of how I tap my mana. Yeah. Alright, so let's kill this. Oh my god, they have 2 of those. That's nasty. Alright. Well. Do I just go for a huge Fractal here? I could Sparring Regiment and Pest Summoning. That seems pretty good, I think. Yeah. Let's grab another Pest Summoning here. So let's go to combat. I'm like pretty sure they're just blocking, but alright, so let's play the other pest summoning. We're not gonna Mortality Spear here. We will leave it up though, so that if, you know, if we trade, yeah. Our opponent's been on 3 this whole time, but the double Callous Blood Mage and the all the other things they've had have made it so it hasn't mattered that much. But man, they must be frustrated because they've drawn at least 2 extra cards and they haven't been able to do a thing yet. Well, there's something that's worth Mortality Spearing, I would say. Yeah. Probably just gonna do it first main phase here. Yeah, a Mortality Spear, the Groff. We're gonna go to combat. We're gonna attack with both of you. One of you's gonna get bigger. Sure, you get the big one gets blocked. Then we'll play Pest Summoning and leave up Lash of Malice. Yeah, they're having a real rough time. To have that kind of problems with mana is always really frustrating. When you draw like 1,000,000 cards and you still can't find your lands. Right, so big fractal time. We can make it a 7/7. It'd be funny if they have Crux of Fate here, right? That would be brutal. 5th land, Crux of Fate. Okay, so... bunch of pests and a sparring regimen. You know, and our opponent being stuck on 3 land for an eternity, despite how many cards they drew. Alright, let me switch scenes. Hopefully we don't drop the stuff. Okay, looks good, looks good. Wait. Oh, I guess I erased the currently a minute ago on accident. All right. Oh, we're not 0-0. We're 1-0. So, went pretty well there, but our opponent also had terrible luck. So I can't really think much about it. Corvold's a pretty cool card. I can imagine it being pretty sweet with pests and stuff. Alright, this is a pretty good hand. A little slow, but, you know, you can get away... even against the really aggressive decks, you can survive not having, like, a 2-drop if you have Lash of Malice in your hand. You know, it lets you kill their 2-drop, which is pretty much the same, you know, as if you played your own 2-drop. Ooh, that's a really good draw, because we didn't have a 2-drop. And now we do. Thank you for the follow, Draco. That is certainly not the most exciting of 2-drops to kill with Lash of Malice, and I'm probably not going to do it. I'm probably just going to play Blood Researcher and end my turn. So next turn, I can Lash and then attack, and this will be a 3/3. We'll drain them for 1. That's what we're going to try to do anyway. Will our opponent let us? Let's find out. I could consider just playing Spectre of the Fens here, too. Just continuing to add to the board. I don't hate that. I think I'm just going to attack with Blood Researcher and play the Spectre. See what they got up their sleeve. Nothing. They could have counter magic. I guess we'll find out. They do. And they wouldn't have been able to counter our Lash of Malice, so that would have been a pretty gross way to play around stuff there, but... Well, there's our white mana. So... yeah, we're going to go ahead and Lash of Malice, the Campus Guide here. Attack with Blood Researcher. End our turn. So if this attacks us, I imagine we're just taking it. If it doesn't attack us, we kill it with Mortality Spear. So, is Vortex Runner more of a problem? Well, our opponent has 6 mana right now. And this is a 3/4, but it's not like my Witherbloom Apprentice can attack anyway. I think we still kill the Cultivator here. Yeah, we don't want to draw any more lands, please. Although maybe things have to even out for us after what happened to our opponent in the last game. We got to lose one on horrible luck, since we won one on really good luck. Come on, card. Okay. It is a card. It's unfortunate that we can't gain life off of it right away. So they're at 4, 5. They're at 7 lands. If they draw an 8th land, things are going to start getting a little sketchy. But I think we probably still hang back here. I'm sure they're going to cash in their letter here. Okay. Ugh. Alright, so I think we attack with our Professor of Zoomancy here. Probably should consider attacking with the Pest, but... Alright, so we get one trade. Yeah, that's probably not good. Yep, so they're starting to pull ahead of us here. We need to draw some real cards in soon. Oh, that's a very real card. Okay, so... we want to kill the Pledge Mage, yeah? Yeah. Alright, so we still don't attack here. We can hold them at bay, and we have a way to win in the long game, which is draining them. Okay, well, you know, one thing that makes this better, you know, in situations where you can't actually do anything is having triggers like this. Yeah, we haven't gotten any of our learn cards. It's been rough. So let's see what they have. Hopefully it's not a spell to kill our Blood Researcher. It is. I had a feeling it might be. So what do we want to exile from their graveyard? We'll go with the Pledge Mage, I think. End our turn. Too bad it wasn't a sorcery that they decided to slow roll, you know? That could have been fun. We have some lessons to learn, that's for sure. So we're going to take 4 here. That's not good. Okay. So this will drain a total of 3. This will drain an additional 1. And the -3, -1 effect, nah, it's not. It can prevent some damage effectively. It is a sorcery, right? So I guess we need to use it now if we're going to use it. So I guess we will. It's just a question of what I want to do. I guess maybe I'll just mill them and... I'm gonna drain, that part's for sure. And yeah, then I guess we're gonna mill. And we'll just mill them. Counterspell, huh? Okay. And then pass the turn. So our Professor's Warning here is going to come in pretty handy, just to blank this 9 damage swing. The question is whether I want to do it now, or try to hold on to the warning to make my Apprentice gain indestructible against a removal spell. I think I'm just going to take this one. Nice. Another creature is good, especially one with Menace. So we'll be blocking with the Pest this time if they attack us with the 9/9. Oh, hello. Yeah, so I think we want to play the 4/4 side. You know, Little Creature with Menace is a little intriguing on this board, but not intriguing enough, I don't think. So let's play her. So now Professor's Warning will also pump the whole board an additional time when we cast it, because we have, you know, these in play. Okay, who am I the least concerned about risking? I think it's actually the Blood Researcher, as weird as that is. Because this can drain them, and this can pump our whole board, so... Let's go with the Professor's Warning here for indestructibility. Drain 3, and then we're gonna pay 1. Looks like it's all gonna work out, which I'm happy to say. Okay, well, that's a big draw. So yeah, we Mortality Spear. Just don't know what they have in their hand, but if they had removal, they would have used it there. They could have things that can target and protect their own creatures, but I think we still Mortality Spear one of these blockers and attack with everything. Well, the problem is we would die on the backswing, so we could be more conservative here and try to wait the game out by Mortality Spearing their 9/9, draining them and all of that. And I guess we have the time and the luxury of doing that, so maybe with 2 cards in their hand and all the mana they have, it's unwise for me to go kind of crazy here. But I guess they have to block. Yeah, okay. So we knew they had something. So now we will be using Mortality Spear the more conservative way. Yeah, so those 2 get tapped down. That makes sense, given, the way the board looks. That may be a big old problem for us. We'll find out this turn whether or not it is. Yeah, okay. So we're going to Mortality Spear the 9/9. Does that happen? So we can make our creature a 4/4 and block the 3/4. We could also just take it all, but I think blocking the 3/4 seems pretty good. Okay, well, our creature survives, so I'm not completely heartbroken about that. We kind of have to draw a real card here, or we're dead, though, because... And by real card, I mean, I guess either removal or creature. Oh my god. Well, we not only didn't draw a real card, we're staring down Beledros Witherbloom. So... I don't think we can get out of this one. Thank you for the sub, Acrocephalus. The only way we can is if we scare them with our 1 card in hand here. Well, now we can't even scare them. That was rough. The rest of the way, there won't be any big variance. Pretty good. I mean, white mana would be great, but I'll live with it. So I think I go for an attack here, because I'm not going to be blocking. I'd rather be attacking with them tapped out and use Professor's Warning than do something else, Okay. So yeah, we're going to go for the counter here. That worked out pretty well. 1-for-1 trade, drain him a life. Okay. I think I'm willing to trade again here, if they want to. And then play maybe the Spectre, but probably the Professor. Blood Researcher is always an option, too. But yeah, I think we go with the Professor here. Hey! Aha! Time for white mana. Okay, so we're gonna go hunt for specimens. We are gonna grab environmental sciences. We're gonna cast environmental sciences. We're gonna get our 1 plains. I'm gonna play that 1 plains. And do I want to attack here with anything? I think I do, but I probably should have attacked before I did anything else, but I'm okay with the attack here. If they want to trade professors, that's cool. Or if they want to trade biomathematician plus a token, that's cool too. Works for me. So next turn we'll be able to play... If we draw a land, we'll be able to play Sparring Regiment and Blood Researcher. Ooh, yeah, okay, okay. Ooh, things are getting a little scary over there. I'm glad I drew removal. I don't think I'm gonna use it right away here. Maybe I will though. Because making one of these a 2/2 right now doesn't really matter. I think I'm just gonna play Blood Researcher here and pass. And then start making it bigger and bigger, hopefully. I probably shouldn't have been aggressive about getting white mana on that turn earlier when I could have developed my board. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana is what we're looking at, huh? Well, I kind of think I need to kill Zimone, but we're not there yet. They've only got 5 lands in play. But she's probably still the best thing for us to kill over there. Yeah, we'll kill Zimone. And end our turn. Okay. Right, so I think we play Blood Researcher number 2 and then Sparring Regimen. So, Fractal. We can make a 4/4 Fractal. If we get one of these, it will trigger life gain things twice on our Blood Researchers. Pest Summoning's not bad either. Maybe Pest Summoning is just better here. Because it lets us... Yeah, I think Pest Summoning's probably just better. So we don't really have a good attack to take here. I mean, I guess sending one of these at them isn't terrible because it would pump both of these, but I still don't think it's worth it right now. Doesn't seem worth it. Oh, crap. Well, if we stay in this stalemate situation, that Imbraham is going to take over the game. So... Well, yeah. Maybe I should have just played the Spectre earlier and started attacking in the air. Play our Spectre. They're pretty low on life overall, and we still have a ton, and we have repeatable life gain in play. We just really don't want them to draw removal or anything. Another Zimone, huh? There she is. Okay, so we attack with our Spectre here and put a counter on it. Nice. Getting a little damage in here and there when we have our Spectre in play is kind of a big deal. 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's no reason for us to play another land because I think it's worth bluffing and it won't let us do anything extra. So they're going to start drawing extra cards, unfortunately. But I can live with that. Manifestation Sage isn't great here, luckily. They may just want their 8th land, or their... I guess it's not quite their 8th, their 7th land, because Zamone will start drawing them a bunch of cards. No, they went with... You know, I guess it's 2 bodies. 2 bodies is good. We have them on a pretty nice clock. But we do need them to not have removal. As I said earlier. So... Mass Board Pump wouldn't be good either, but there's not a lot of it in their color pair in this format. Oh, hello. So, we got some Mass Pump. Alright, so let's attack with our Spectre again here. Yeah, that's not cool. That does make our lives a lot more difficult. So, do I want to use the Spectre's ability another time here, or do I want to play Valentin more? Because using the Spectre's ability will drop them to 6, we'll go to 31. These will both get bigger and more capable of blocking their board. I mean, it does mean we can't play Lizette this turn, but I think that's probably okay. Although, playing Lizette is a pretty big deal. We'll let this resolve first, obviously enough. Decisions, decisions. I think we play Lizette. Yeah, we're going to play Lizette. We're going wide enough here, I think it's just going to be better. Okay, continue to hold on to this to bluff. We may have had another opponent stabilize against us, though, despite our early onslaught. That will certainly help them. Ugh, okay, that's not what we're looking for. Yeah, they're gonna draw a bunch of extra cards now. Every turn that passes, our chances of winning this are plummeting. Okay, well, that's an interesting one. It'll trigger and allow me to pump my whole board twice. Yeah. Yeah. So, I think I'm just going to attack here with Witherbloom Apprentice. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, I can use Infuse with Vitality. Yeah. Be cool if they took it in some ways. Alright. So, I actually get to take something down in the process, which I don't mind. At this point, the 4/4 is actually better. Then we go Infuse. Oh. If I'd given it Death Touch... Oh, man. I could have killed everything if I did it a little differently, I think. Uh-oh. Yeah. I was a little worried that could happen. We do still gain the 1 and get to pump our whole board. And we're still in pretty reasonable shape, so... Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going so wide, and we're going so wide, but they have a flyer, and we do not. And they have bigger creatures. I mean, granted, ours are going to continue to grow throughout the game, but still. It's going to be tough to win this. If we do, it might be because we deck them. I have a hold on my upkeep. That can't be good. Nope, it's not. It is not good. No, a mutate mana cost is not its mana cost, so it doesn't work. Learn card would be good. That's pretty good too. We can kill the flyer. Yeah, they have a lot of fractals, that's for sure. What a wacky game. You see this happen in this format. It's fun. More fun if I feel like I'm going to be the one winning. Right now, I'm not so certain that we are. They are down to 9 cards. Like I said, that may be our best bet. Alright, so yeah, we're going to Mortality Spear him. Well, that's going to be a problem. Draw a bunch of cards. We're at enough life, and we have a secure enough board state that them drawing a bunch of cards right now is a little scary for them. And I think that's probably why they're not really doing it. Because they're like, I don't know about this. Alright, replay Lizette. You know, should I have gone with... Nah, I don't think so. It's going to be hard for me to make their creatures die and stuff like that. I could have gone with the Valentin side to start making tokens, but it's... Pumping our whole board is probably just better. Alright. Oh, God, no. No. We can't handle that. Not when they have Kelpie Guide out. It really is like our first game. The Magic Luck Gods gave us a gift, and now we're paying our penance. Oh boy, yeah. I think that might be it. I think that might be it. Alright, so I'm going to throw a couple of these in front of you guys. I could quadruple block the 8/8 or triple block the that's not terrible. It probably is, though, just because... You know, I think I'm going to triple block this 9/6 and take the 8. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, makes our creatures bigger. It won't accomplish anything else, though. And they have Kelpie Guide in play, so I'm kind of feeling like that's not going to get it done for us. So, go to combat. I have a feeling they tap one of our Blood Researchers. I don't think we're going to survive an attack if they take one here, because they can tap down the other Researcher and just attack with everything. So... now there's an access tunnel. So yeah, I would throw my 2/2 in front of the 8/8, but I think I'd end up taking enough damage that it doesn't really matter. I blocked aggressively there, sort of hoping we draw a real card. But maybe I should have just just single blocked each of them, but... What? You're gonna go that conservative on this board state? Okay, man. Of course, what I drew isn't exactly impactful. But I think them taking their time could end up helping us. I don't know that it will, but it could. I think if I were them, I would just be like, tap down your 11/11, attack with everything. Instead of just access tunneling. You know, we do have our Witherbloom command. They're at 5 cards, and we have a Witherbloom command, so... We could mill them out in this game, potentially. Ah, Mortality Spear. Mortality Spear, huh? It's not too bad. Especially if they keep not attacking us. It's really not bad. Yeah, we need our Witherbloom Command. We need them to keep being conservative here, and then we need to draw our Witherbloom Command to mill them out. Because if we get it this turn, it would do it. Because they're going to go to 4, and then they're going to draw. So, and it mills 3 cards. Oh, never mind. It would take 2 more turns to kill them. So I think they've realized they can do lethal. So we'll let that happen. See if they attack with anything else. The question is whether it's better for me to just take the 3 here and kill something scarier, like Kelpie Guide. It might be better to just kill Kelpie Guide. Oh yeah, they have another unblockable too. That's not cool. Yeah, so I should probably kill one of them. It's just a question of which one. I could go to 5, I'll go back up to 6. Kill the Kelpie Guide, and that means they can't keep tapping things. But they'll still have lethal next turn. So I think having my life total as high as possible might just be better. Yeah, we'll kill this. Okay. So, pest summoning for sure, right? Yep. Buys us a little more time. Alright, so now if we draw Witherbloom Command, it will kill them. But we have to survive another turn, and I'm sure our opponent will figure out they have lethal at some point soon. Surely, right? I'm hoping they don't. I mean, they've given us a chance in this game that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Double access tunnel. So they're like thinking outside the box here, but not really in the way that I think they should be, but you know, it does keep things under control a little bit, and it means they can kill me next turn. I really want to draw that Witherbloom Command and mill them out. Can we please do it? We don't do it. That's unfortunate. So yeah, they'll be able to do lethal to us. The only way they wouldn't is if they block a pest here or something like that. Because then we get to 6 and then up to 7. So I think I have to get them to block a pest. I don't think they will. But maybe they'll freak out and do it. That would be cool. Look out. I might have a trick. You have to block it. You know, we almost do have a trick. Not quite, though. Not quite. Okay. I guess we can lash to kill that thing. But maybe it's better to lash to kill the Kelpie Guide. Because then they can't tap down anything of ours. Yeah. Probably is. Lash Toad draw a card is less likely to save us. Given the way our opponent's playing, it's less likely to save us. But I guess, you know, with Witherbloom Command, maybe that is the best bet here. Yeah. Oh, boy. The thing is, I go down to 6 if I lash, and that means it can kill me with the 2 unblockable creatures. I guess what we should do, because our opponent will inevitably, I think they're going to realize they can kill us this turn. I think we should go for the kill our own unwilling ingredient and try to find the card that can win us the game. And we have about a 10% chance of drawing. Damn. We didn't do it! That means we're dead. Like I said, I mean, I think they were... I'm pretty sure they're gonna realize they could have killed us here. I mean, if we were at 7, we would have survived their access tunnel shenanigans, but we were dead, like, so many different ways that it doesn't matter, so... Going to 7 would have meant we got one more turn, but it's... If I knew for sure they were going to do that again, then obviously that was the better bet, because I could have even killed one of their creatures in the process, but, yeah. Oof. So... Yeah, it would have been hilarious to mill them out with our command. That would have been a good time. So... We're trying to have 2 losing records today after only having 1 the whole format before today. Yeah, they were really paranoid, I think. I mean, you know, they were staring down 2 huge menace creatures, and I think they sort of fixated on that and decided they needed to be conservative. Oh, God. This is a bad hand. See you later. Oh, boy. Okay, I think we can keep this one. We need to draw a swamp pretty desperately, but I think we can keep it. I'm going to put back Professor's Warning. Yeah, looking like we might do the 1-3 twice here. Which would be really sad, because I think this deck was pretty legit. The first one that we didn't do so well with today, it was kind of like, yeah, I could see that going 1-3. Not so much this deck, but if we don't draw a swamp soon, or plains, both would work, because we'd be able to environmental sciences. If we don't draw one of those soon, we're in trouble. Oh, boy. Well... It's gonna be disheartening. You know, I've had really good luck in this format so far. I had pretty bad luck in this draft, but in this particular draft, but it evens out. We're still not done here. Our opponent isn't exactly pressuring us, but, you know, if we keep drawing like that, we're going to be done real soon. All we need is a swamp, man. If we get a swamp, we hunt for specimens. I probably would actually search for a swamp with our, yeah, environmental sciences. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Or plains. We'll take either. We don't even have any tap lands. Aha! Okay. Do we have a chance now? Maybe. Player hunt for specimens here. Do we want pest summoning more? I don't think so. I think we go environmental sciences. Search up a swamp, believe it or not. And end our turn. Probably... Yeah, I kind of forgot I'd played a land there. Which I should have known because I was waiting for that swamp for so long. I think we're probably still okay, but I may have just... Oh, no. We might not be okay. I may have gone with too slow of an option on that turn. So... Yeah. Not good. So here I think we do get pest summoning. So we should be able to block and then Mortality Spear something in the second main phase. We are going to be dead to flyers pretty soon, but we can gain some life at least. You know, if they attack us, yeah, aggressively, we can gain some life. Okay. So, block you two. Maybe I just take the 1, honestly. And block the 4. Nah, I don't think so. We're at low enough life that stopping 1 damage and gaining 1 is a pretty big deal. Can they kill us here with a trick? Or something? They might be able to. So, I think we Mortality Spear the Frost Trickster at the end of their turn. Since it's speeding up the clock significantly. Yeah. Well, we're not dead yet, but we're working on it, that's for sure. I think we may have been able to turn the corner better if I'd just gotten pest summoning first instead of getting the whatchamacallit, the card I did. The, environmental sciences. I think that was a bad play. Yeah, it's not good. Are we dead now? Maybe. So we're gonna block you and you. No, we won't be dead. We'll take 3, and then we'll gain life back. Yeah. Wasn't much we could draw that could save us there, but, you know. Oof. So we're 2 and 6 on the day. The bright side, I guess, is that we have time for another draft because that went so badly. So we still have time. I'm sure that the 2 and 6 on the day has probably at least dropped us to 61. Yeah. It was rough. That was rough. We started the day 71 and 41, and now we're 73 and 47. So